Here are 10 laptops we recommend for GhostBSD and FreeBSD, and this is from a list that was featured on the FreeBSD Foundation website. First up, we have a Lenovo X270, and this was released in 2017. It's got an Intel Core i5 or i7, 7th generation, 8GB of DDR4 RAM, 256GB SSD, and a 12.5 1366x768 display. And the average use price is £100 or $135. Next is an Asus TUF Gaming F15 laptop. It was released in 2022. It features an Intel Core i7, a 15.6-inch WQHD 16:9 display. You can either have 8 or 16 DDR5 4800 RAM with a maximum of 32GB. It came with a 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD and a 720p HD camera. And the average use price is £1,000 or $1,350. Next is the HP EliteBook 845 G7 notebook PC. It was released in 2020 and it featured an AMD Ryzen Pro 4000 series, or you could get up to a Ryzen 7 Pro 4750U. It features a 14-inch diagonal Full HD 1920x1080 IPS display and is available in an optional touchscreen. It supports up to 64GB DDR4 3200 SD RAM, and the average use price is £300 or $405. Next is the Lenovo IdeaPad 5 15ALC05, and it was released in 2021, and it featured an AMD Ryzen 5000 series, although you could up it to a Ryzen 7 5700. It came with 8 or 16GB of DDR4 3200 soldered RAM, so it's non-upgradable, and a 256 or 512 M.2 PCIe SSD. And the average use price is £200 or $270. Next we have a Framework Laptop 13. It was announced in March 2023. It came in at the low end with a Intel Core i5 1340p all the way up to an i7 1370. There was also an option of an AMD Ryzen 7040 series. As far as graphics, you have a choice, and it depends on the configuration, of an Iris Xe Graphics 80EU, an Iris Xe Graphics 96EU, and this was when it was paired with dual channel memory. Otherwise, the default was an Intel UHD graphics. It featured DDR4 SO-DIMMs up to 32GB, and XMP speeds are not supported. And the Framework Laptop 13, 13th Gen Intel Core, supports M.2 2280 NVMe SSDs, but M.2 SATA drives are not supported. And the average use price is £600 or $800. Next is the Lenovo ThinkPad Yoga 11E. It was announced in 2014 by Lenovo. It was a 2-in-1 laptop and intended to focus on the educational sector. The ThinkPad Yoga series laptops have a backlit keyboard that flattens when flipped over in tablet mode. The 11E came as either a Chromebook with 4GB of non-upgradable RAM and a 16GB eMMC flash storage, or it came as a Windows version that also had 4GB of RAM but could be upgraded to 8GB, and it featured a 320GB HD with SSD option. The average use price is £50 or $67. Next we have Lenovo ThinkPad T490, and this is a business class laptop released in 2019. It accepts up to an 8th Gen Intel Core i5 or i7 Pro. It came with either 8GB or 16GB of DDR4 RAM, which could be upgraded to a maximum of 46GB, and it can also accept an NVMe SSD storage. It featured Intel UHD 620 graphics with an option for an NVIDIA GeForce MX 250. And it features a 720p camera with a Think Shutter privacy cover. The average use price is £200 or $270. Next is the Framework Laptop 16, and this was a Ryzen 7040 series and released in 2023. And it featured a Ryzen 7 7840 HS and featured a Radeon 780M graphics. It had two SODIMM sockets, and you could have up to 96 gigabytes of DDR5 5600 RAM. It also featured one M.2 2280 NVMe socket and one M.2 2230 NVMe socket. The average use price of a Framework Laptop 16 is £700 or $945. Next, we have an Acer Aspire 3. It was released in 2017 and came with an AMD Ryzen 7000 processor. In this case, it was either a Ryzen 3 or a Ryzen 5. It had 8 or 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM and featured fast NVMe SSD storage. The screen was a 15.6-inch touchscreen with integrated AMD Radeon graphics, and the average use price is £700 or $945. And last but not least is a Dell Latitude 7490. Released in 2018, it featured an Intel 8th Gen Core i5 or i7 U series and two DIMM slots supporting DDR4 2133 MHz RAM, upgradable to 32 gigabytes, and it has an M.2 SSD paired with a 14-inch screen. The average use price is £350 or $470. If you want to know more about these list of laptops, if you go to the FreeBSD Foundation's laptop compatibility page, I'll leave a link in the description box down below, and they'll go into far more detail than I've done on this video. So if you want to do your own research and see if you want to buy one used, that's an excellent place to start. Anyway, I hope this video was useful. If you like it, please give a thumbs up. If you've liked one or two of my videos, then please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, then don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when a new video is released. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.